one last ride. Furious 7. So Furious 7 is the new movie in the Fast and Furious film franchise, and it's pretty much the same as all the other ones. By that, I mean you get a few things, and those few things are fast cars, hot chicks, ridiculous action, unbelievable plot, and bad acting. Believe me, it's all in here, especially the bad acting. I mean, they were all bad actors to begin with, and now you add Statham into the mix, and Statham's a bad actor himself. When he shows up in the movie, he's just there to cause problems. He plays Deckard Shaw, who is the brother of Owen Shaw from the previous Fast and Furious movie, Fast and Furious 6. He's seeking revenge on Toretto's gang for, they took down his brother in the 6th one, so now he's taking them out one by one. I just hate Statham's acting. Every line he says is, whispered. Dominic Toretto, you don't know me. Now you do. I'm gonna take you and your crew down one by one along with Hobbs. Coming from the man who demands an Oscar. Kurt Russell was also in this movie. I didn't see that coming. I think I read that he was in this movie, but I totally forgot about it, so I didn't see it coming in the movie. He's like John Turturro's character from Transformers. And with that, his character and the whole plot of the movie really threw me for a loop because it's not about revenge, it's about trying to get this terrorist device called God's Eye, or the God's Eye. I don't know, it's said both ways. Does that mean we should call Twitter the Twitter now? I don't know. However, that's the main focus of the movie, and then Statham's plotline is there, but he just shows up whenever he wants to cause problems. Now, I will say, just like the other Fast and Furious movies, this movie is not good, but it is insanely fun. However, there's one aspect with Michelle Rodriguez's character that was introduced in the 6th one, and I totally hate it in the 6th one. That's what brings the 6th one down for me. That's why I like Fast 5 better. And it's still in Furious 7, and it pissed me off. The way to bring her back from the dead to please fans, I'm just like, why? You'll know what I'm talking about when you see the movie. The action in this movie is so ridiculous to the point where it's just you're kicking back and having a good time. You're just like, the action is so ridiculous, but it's awesome. This is what I wanted when The Expendables came out. You get crazy-ass action, terrible one-liners, awful acting, but that's what this movie is supposed to be, and that's what this movie does well. It knows it's supposed to be a bad movie. A bad movie that you can have fun with. In the end, Furious 7 has that one bad aspect from Furious 6 with Michelle Rodriguez's character that I don't really like, but other than that, it's just as unreal as this series is, you can still kick back and have a good time watching these movies, and I will say that Furious 7 is definitely a fun movie if you leave your brain at home. The good part about this movie and all the other movies in the Fast and Furious franchise, except for probably 2, because 2 was the dumbest one. I used to think Tokyo Drift was dumb, but don't ever watch 2. 2 sucks. So, like most other Fast and Furious movies, this movie knows that it's bad, but in a good way. It knows that it's fun. And that tribute to fallen star Paul Walker at the end, awesome, phenomenal, emotional. Usually tributes aren't pulled off that well, but that one was pulled off pretty well. So Furious 7. If you've seen it, what did you think about it? I want to know, and what is your favorite Fast and Furious movie? To me, I don't, like I said, I don't think any of them are good movies, but if I have to pick one of them to watch, I would definitely watch Fast 5. Fast 5 was like, okay, street racing gone, introduce The Rock, have them on the run, we're doing other things. Then I'd probably go with 6, and then 7, and then 1, and then 4, and then 3, and then, do I even have to count? Too Fast, Too Furious doesn't count. So I want some feedback to those 2 questions, so drop me a comment in the comment section below. And for more news and reviews on movies, movie trailers, video games, and TV shows, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and if you're on YouTube, hit the big red subscribe button, and welcome to my world.